the Michigan Football Report. I am your host, as always, James Yoder. Some new contract details have emerged on Sherrone Moore. Why did it take so long, right? Until September 6th for him to sign it and Ward Manuel, and then to September 10th for Michigan President Santa Ono to sign the contract. Because if you look back at the original language from January, they only had 90 days to sign this contract, which expired in late April. Before we get into those details, I want to ask you that question you see on screen. Grade Sherrone Moore through 3 games, A, B, C, D, or F. Add your pluses, add your minuses. Get down in the comments. I'm taking a pulse of this crowd as we are now, 4 days away from Michigan USC. Michigan's second top 15 matchup, really almost top 10 matchup in the matter of 2 week stretch, but 3 total games. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to go with a C plus so far. I think in those 3 games, maybe a B minus. I'm not sure. A little closer than expected, but not going out in the transfer portal and getting a quarterback, maybe even getting another wide receiver, 2 higher level guys, I think takes him down like a half letter grade for me. So I'm going with a C. I'm going to go C plus at this point. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let's talk about this contract deal for Michigan's first-year head coach, elevated from the offensive coordinator position. And really, I give him and Mike Hart a lot of credit, right? They came into these roles, offensive line coach, right, in 2021, even though, Josh Gaddis was still the offensive coordinator. We all know Gaddis was out the door, getting pushed out. And Mike Hart coming in the running games coordinator and running backs coach. Morris, moved on to being the head coach now. And Mike Hart, no one's heard from him, actually, since the day after the national championship game. But now that he is the head coach, this contract took 8 months, basically, to sign. And as I mentioned a moment ago, the original memorandum of understanding, that's like, hey, we're going to sign a contract. We're going to sign this little, kind of pre-contract that says we're both intend to sign this deal over here. They only had 90 days. And again, that passed well. It went almost triple that. But the real interesting part, and this is tweeted out from Steve Berkowitz, whoever the hell that is, from USA Today, is that the standard language is this, right? Can be suspended. Sherrone Moore can be suspended or fired for cause if involved in a violation of the governing rules, yada, yada, some more stuff. Basically, if he violates any of the rules of the NCAA, the rules of the Big Ten, the rules of the University of Michigan, anything like that. But then it goes on, and there is some contradicting language in this contract that was released. Now, USA Today went and did a Freedom of Information Act request, and they said they did it really the day after it was announced that he had signed that contract a little over a week ago now. And so they just got it back, which is record time for Michigan. Public universities, they usually try and string these things out as long as possible. Now, here's the interesting language, right? A violation of governing rules which occurred prior to the effective date, right, of September 10th was when Ono signed it, to the extent that the university had knowledge of the facts or alleged facts that are basis for the violation prior to the execution, right? And so the way I read that, as you guys see it on screen, the language from Sherrone Moore's contract is as long as the university had knowledge, right, of those prior, potential violations. So what it tells me is that even if something comes out with Connor Stalions that makes Sherrone Moore look bad and maybe leads to him to being suspended for a game or 2 or 4 in the 2025 season, as long as it's nothing different than what he has told them, I'm sure there's probably like a side letter that they didn't include in this that they put out to the media, to USA Today. I'm sure these kind of sometimes have side letters where it's like, hey, this is just between us. We all know this is here. That says, here's what you know, here's what we know, here's what Sherrone Moore is telling us that he knew, and here's the list of text messages that were deleted, the 53 text messages or whatever it was, between you and Connor Stalions. If this is all that comes out, this stuff right here that we both agreed we know about, then you can't get fired if that's what the NCAA decides to suspend you or put in any sanctions for the Michigan contract. And I don't think Sherrone Moore would probably agree to just that, not a blanket clause like Jim Harbaugh, I guess, was trying to go for, unless he was very confident that, there's no smoking gun that says, hey, him and Stalions were like watching this iPhone footage, before the Penn State game or anything last year, a couple of years ago, Ohio State game in 2022 or anything like that. So Sherrone Moore, if what he's told the university, what they know about the Spygate situation with Connor Stalions, if any of that comes out to cause him to be suspended or anything that happens to the Michigan program, fined, recruiting violations, and sanctions, that cannot be used as a reason to fire Sherrone Moore and not owe him, the full 5 years on his agreement. So interesting to see how that played out. I'm guessing some of that language is why this stretched out for almost 9 months. How about Colston Loveland? Sherrone Moore spoke to the media this week, and is there some good news out there? We're going to tell you the latest up on Colston Loveland's injury coming up in just a moment. But first, Time flies, doesn't it? Time really flies because it is football season, and we're almost 1/3 of the way through this Michigan football regular season. And for me, football season means longer days at the office and less time at home that I can cook my own meals. Thankfully, I have today's sponsor, Factor, to help me stay full even on game days. Guys, when I was younger, Jack, I would have loved to have Factor in my life, right? Because I was eating all kinds of unhealthy stuff. Luckily now for me, I've got a wife at home, etc. But still, I love eating Factor. Fuel up with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals in time for football season thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So, no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you always have new flavors to explore with Factor. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well balanced. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Head to factormeals.com/MichiganChat50 and use code MichiganChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. The link is down in the comments and the description of the video. So is that promo code MichiganChat50 at factormeals.com/MichiganChat50. 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. So among several things that were discussed with Sherrone Moore in his media availability, I think the most important I took out is that last sentence. He feels positive about that, right? Has evaluated. It's less serious than we thought. Feel positive about that, but we'll see how things go as the week progresses. Look, if they don't have Sherrone Moore this Saturday against USC, I don't see a way this team, Colston Loveland, they don't have Sherrone Moore maybe, but right? They have Colston Loveland. Like, who is the fear of, who's putting fear into this USC defense, right? I don't think it's Donovan Edwards at this point. I certainly don't think it's a single wide receiver. Now, Marlon Klein and Hogan Hansen, they had some decent showings, right? Klein had a really nice catch. Hansen scored a touchdown from Alex Orji. But from a receiving threat, I'm not sure if anyone else really is even consequential at all for this USC defense. The thing about it, they're going to just hone in on the run completely, right? Alex Orji is going to be probably running 12 to 15 times himself. And I'm guessing the combination between Donovan Edwards, Kalel Mullings, maybe Ben Hall, Jordan Marshall, we'll see. He didn't play last week. He was injured. He was out of that game. We will see what that looks like. But I am guessing Michigan's going to run the ball close to 50 times this game, 12 to 15 of those from Orji, like I said. And so, 14 to 16 carries from Edwards, 12 to 16, 17 carries from Kalel Mullings, maybe 1 or 2, 3, 4 from Benjamin Hall. But they've got to throw the ball here, right? And I do think that Orji has got to throw the ball 15 times plus. He's got to complete maybe 9 or 10 of those for Michigan to win this game. If Colston Loveland is out, I don't know where those passes are going. Donovan Edwards hasn't really emerged as a pass catcher yet. Maybe Marlon Klein is the next, Jake Butt is the next Colston Loveland All-American tight end for this program, but we've only really seen a catch or two in his career. Michigan needs Loveland. I hope what Sherrone Moore said is accurate, and he's not just putting buzz out there so USC prepares for Loveland, but he's not actually going to play. I'm sure we're not going to find out probably until game time to see if he walks out in the field in pads or in sweatpants and is a visitor for the sidelines for Michigan against USC on Saturday. It's 3:30 game from the Big House. It's on CBS. I believe this is Michigan's first game on CBS as they now, them, NBC, and Fox, and of course the Big Ten Network all kind of share the Big Ten rights. CBS has had the game for the USC, the SEC contract for years and years and years, and now they're moving over to the Big Ten. Telling you guys this, right? We know who it was. Jack has bought the plane tickets. We're going to the guy's house, the Michigan fan who did not like the video when we said, would you like to beat Texas? Like the video? Don't jinx it. Somebody jinx it. We got the full list. Jack's tracked him down, private investigator. We got his address. We are going to fly to his house, kick in the door, and it is on. So don't be that guy. Put the good vibes out. Like today's video, right? This is like only lost twice, and it's because of someone like you. Not saying you in particular. Someone didn't like the video because they just want to stick it to me, right? Spite me. Costs you nothing to like the video. Helps us put this video in the YouTube feeds of more Michigan football fans. And, of course, it puts the good vibes out for this team against number 11 USC coming up on Saturday. Alex Orji was named Michigan's starting quarterback yesterday morning, and I think it's got a little burst of excitement in the feet, in the steps of Michigan football fans. I don't think anybody's expecting him to throw the ball better, but what we saw at Davis Warren for the last 3 games, I think a lot of what Warren has done was acceptable to be Michigan's starting quarterback. What wasn't acceptable is the 3 interceptions, right? 2 of them were just horrific. And then the 3 interceptions in the prior 2 games, right? So 6 total interceptions in 3 games as a starter, more than J.J. McCarthy threw all of last year, including the fact that McCarthy threw 3 in 1 game, right? That's how many he's thrown, and what this program is expected is not turning the ball over at the quarterback position. Moore addressed it. He's basically said, I didn't think we were going to get this. I thought we were going to, personally, I thought we were not going to find out until they trotted out on the field Saturday, just after 3:30. Alex will start on Saturday. Excited for him. He's been here chomping at the bit, so we'll move on from there. Now, how did Davis Warren take it, right? You see the quote on there. He's disappointed, as you would think, but his attitude's good, right? If his attitude's good, he's not a detriment, right? We saw Orji cheering on Davis. We see Davis hopefully cheering on Orji coming up on Saturday. How did he take it? Continuing, he says he knew he couldn't do that, which was turn the ball over 3 times, put the ball in harm's way, but he was as positive as he could be. So, look, Davis Warren never took a walk-on offer from Michigan to come join this Michigan football team 4 years ago, going into the 2021 season, right? Because he kind of went to a prep school for a year in 2020. Never went into that situation thinking he'd ever be Michigan's starting quarterback. So he got 3 starts. He had 6 picks. This might be the last starting attempt he ever gets at this program, but we wish him well. Hope he's a great teammate and cheers on Alex Orji. And Orji has a little more success winning against top 15 teams, of course, and less turning the ball over if he does throw many passes, which we will see coming up on Saturday. Let me know how confident you guys are in Alex Orji. I don't know how to answer this question personally, so I'm going to go 5.7 on a scale of 1 to 10. Give me your honest assessment on your confidence level in Alex Orji as Michigan's quarterback and their chances to beat USC. I'm going 5.7. That's kind of combined Orji, combine my take of him as Michigan's quarterback beating USC. 5.7 is the answer. Comment down below. He hasn't passed the ball much, right? I don't think he had a single pass completed last year. He had 1 or 2 in 2022 as a freshman. And so far this year, he's 3 of 6. Now, with a long of 9 and 2 touchdown passes, that means that other one, I think he had a negative play of like 3 yards to Donovan Edwards in the opener. So 6 attempts, 15 yards. So these are incredibly short passes, right? I actually think 2 of his 3 pass completions are to Donovan Edwards. One was for a touchdown for 3 or 4 yards. The other one was a loss of 3 or 4 yards, so it was 0. And then the gain of 9 or whatever it was to what's his name? Hogan Hansen. I'm not sure how that math works out, but you guys feel me there, is that he's not throwing the ball downfield, right? And it doesn't even seem to me that they're giving him options so far when he's been in there, options to throw the ball more than 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. So I don't know what this offense is going to look like, right? We were told in fall camp that if Orji is the guy, that it's going to be a lot of read option, right? A run-heavy game plan, and that the wide receiver routes will be much shorter. It might be like he's either going to throw a 5 or 6 yard route, someone streaking across the field, a tight end or a slot receiver, or someone just dragging across the entire field 4 or 5 yards in front of where the line of scrimmage is. Or I think it's going to be 45 to 50 yards downfield. I would bet, right, Jack, fact checker this me on Saturday afternoon as we're celebrating a Michigan football victory, is I would bet that Alex Orji throws 2 passes or less between 10 and 35 yards. 2 passes or less, right? Intermediate first down passing lanes, right? Intermediate passing lanes, kind of what they call it. Really, it's like 10 to 25. Anything over 25 is kind of deeper. But I think that his deep passes are going to be past 35 yards. It's going to be like, okay, cool. Boom, drop back, and here's one read. We got Samaj Morgan streaking, and if there is a safety back there, you take off running. If it's one-on-one, just throw it up, and hopefully we can make a play on the ball, but don't underthrow it. Don't get it picked off. It's either Samaj has a step, and he catches up to it, or the ball bounces 2-3 yards past the both players, and nothing happens. So 2 passes. My over-under is 1.5. 1.5 passes. I'm talking about the ball goes, and where it goes to the receiver is between 10 yards downfield past line of scrimmage and 35. 2 passes would go over. So, I might be going under that 1.5 that Alex Orji only throws 1 pass between 10 and 35 yards. It's going to be a lot of dinking, a lot of dunking, and then boop, 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 probably 5 or 6 passes, I think, over 35 yards on this game. You only got to hit 1 or 2 of those to break this ball game. wide open for Michigan. So we're going to see a lot on Saturday. We're going to find out what this team is made of. We're going to find out what Alex Orji is at a quarterback. Is he a 1 or 2 game stopgap? Is Davis Warren going to come back in the game in the second quarter because it's not working out for Orji? Are we 1 game away from the Jack Tuttle era starting next Saturday against Minnesota? We're going to find all that out. 3:30 on CBS. Subscribe to the channel. The link's down in the comments and the description to send to your friends, but just hit that little button. You made it this far at the end of the video. We've taken up, 15, 16 minutes to your day. You'll get more Michigan football content if you subscribe. So hit that subscribe button. Till I see you on Wednesday, go Blue.